Hi everyone, welcome back to Auto Expert, where we dive deep into the most iconic vehicles in automotive history. Today, we're taking a closer look at one of the most legendary cars to come out of the 1950s, the 1956 Ford Thunderbird Convertible. This car wasn't just a beautiful machine, it was a statement. It was Ford's answer to Chevrolet's Corvette, a luxury sports car that combined performance, comfort, and style in a way that captivated America. Now, the 1956 Thunderbird is a classic, a car that collectors and enthusiasts still admire today. But what made it so special? What set it apart from the competition? And how does it hold up today? That's exactly what we're going to find out. So, sit back, hit that like button, and let's dive into the world of the 1956 Ford Thunderbird. To understand the 1956 Thunderbird, we need to go back to the early 1950s. The American automotive industry was booming, and sports cars were becoming increasingly popular. In 1953, Chevrolet launched the Corvette, an ambitious, fiberglass-bodied roadster aimed at bringing European-style sports cars to American roads. But Ford saw an opportunity. Instead of creating a stripped-down, high-performance sports car, they wanted to make something more refined, something that combined speed with luxury. The result was the Ford Thunderbird, introduced in 1955 as a direct competitor to the Corvette. But unlike the Corvette, the Thunderbird wasn't marketed as a sports car. Instead, Ford called it a personal luxury car, a new category that focused on comfort just as much as performance. And the gamble paid off. The 1955 Thunderbird was a massive success, outselling the Corvette nearly 23-1. But Ford wasn't done yet. In 1956, they made some key improvements, refining the car and addressing some of the criticisms from its debut year. At first glance, the 1956 Ford Thunderbird looks very similar to the 1955 model, but there are some important changes that make it even more special. The most noticeable difference, the addition of the Continental kit. In 1956, Ford extended the rear bumper and mounted the spare tire outside the trunk, giving the Thunderbird a longer, sleeker look. This wasn't just about style, it also freed up trunk space, which had been a complaint with the 1955 model. Another major design change, the porthole windows and the removable hardtop. The 1955 Thunderbird had a solid hardtop, but visibility was a problem. So in 1956, Ford added round porthole windows to improve rear visibility. These windows became an iconic design feature, and many consider them essential to the Thunderbird's charm. Beyond that, the 1956 Thunderbird kept the classic styling that made the car so desirably long, smooth lines, a bold front grille, and subtle tail fins that hinted at the upcoming space-age designs of the late A50s and A60s. Available in a variety of vibrant two-tone color combinations, the Thunderbird stood out on the road. Popular colors included raven black, colonial white, fiesta red, and peacock blue, each giving the car its own unique personality. Step inside the 1956 Thunderbird, and you're immediately surrounded by mid-century luxury. This was a driver's car, built for comfort and style. The dashboard had a sleek, symmetrical design, with a large center speedometer and aviation-inspired gauges that gave the car a futuristic feel. The steering wheel was thin and elegant, featuring a deep dish design for added safety. One of the standout features, the telescoping steering column, which allowed the driver to adjust the steering wheel for a more comfortable driving position, is something that wasn't common in the 1950s. The seats were plush and comfortable, covered in high-quality leather, and the door panels featured chrome trim that added to the car's upscale look. Ford also included options like power windows, power seats, and a signal-seeking AM radio, all luxury features for the time. And of course, one of the biggest selling points was its convertible top. Whether you had the removable hardtop or the power-folding soft top, driving the Thunderbird with the top down was an experience like no other. Under the hood, the 1956 Thunderbird came with some serious power. Ford offered two Y-block V8 engine options, a 292 cubic inch V8, producing 202 horsepower, a 312 cubic inch V8, producing 225 horsepower. These engines were paired with either a 3-speed manual transmission or a 4-domatic automatic transmission, giving drivers the choice between a more engaging or a more relaxed driving experience. While the Thunderbird wasn't a full-blown sports car like the Corvette, it was no slouch on the road. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 8.5 seconds, which was impressive for the era. Handling was smooth, thanks to its low center of gravity and well-balanced suspension. It wasn't a car meant for sharp cornering at high speeds, but it was a fantastic grand tourer, built for cruising down highways with effortless style. Another key improvement for 1956, better cooling and ventilation. Ford added air vents in the front fenders to improve airflow to the engine, preventing overheating, an issue that some 1955 models faced. One of the most common debates among classic car enthusiasts is Thunderbird versus Corvette. While both cars were introduced in the 1950s and aimed at the growing sports car market, they took very different approaches. The Corvette was a true sports car, with a fiberglass body, a lightweight design, and a focus on performance. It was meant to rival European roadsters like the Jaguar XK120 and the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. The Thunderbird, on the other hand, was designed for a different kind of driver. It offered more comfort, more luxury, and a smoother ride, something that appealed to a much larger audience. And the sales numbers proved it. While Chevrolet struggled to sell Corvettes in the early years, the Thunderbird became an instant success. The 1956 Thunderbird wasn't just a great car, it was a cultural icon. It appeared in movies, TV shows, and music videos, cementing its status as one of the coolest cars of the 1950s. Celebrities like Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and Marilyn Monroe were often seen driving Thunderbirds, adding to its mystique. The success of the Thunderbird led Ford to continue refining and evolving the model. By 1958, the Thunderbird grew into a 4-seater, shifting even further toward luxury. But for many enthusiasts, the 2-seater Thunderbirds of 1955 and 1957 remain the most desirable. Even today, the 1956 Ford Thunderbird is a highly sought-after collector's car. Prices vary depending on condition, but a well-maintained example can easily fetch 6 figures at auction. It represents an era when cars weren't just transportation, they were expressions of personal style and freedom. The 1956 Ford Thunderbird Convertible was more than just a car, it was a symbol of American optimism, luxury, and style. It combined elegance, performance, and innovation in a way that few cars have ever matched. And even nearly 70 years later, it still turns heads wherever it goes. What do you think of the 1956 Thunderbird? Is it the ultimate classic cruiser, or do you prefer something sportier like the Corvette? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future classic car breakdowns. Thanks for watching Auto Expert. Please subscribe my channel, and we'll see you in the next